People never really appreciate where they are in their life. You might think you want this one thing, and after you get that, then you're gonna be happy, then you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's always the, oh, but I don't live in a good enough environment. If only I moved to, I don't know, to the tropics or something, my life would be so much better. If only this would happen, my life would be so much better. The thing is, have you asked the people that are in your position how they feel, or in the position that you want to be? Like, you might say, I want to go to, I don't know, name a place, to Costa Rica, right? You might say you want that, but have you asked the locals there how you feel, how they feel? Like, a lot of them is like, they want something else. A lot of them are like, man, I wish I could go to London, or I don't know, you know? They will be like, damn, you're from there? What? I wish I could be from there too. Damn, that's so cool. And it's like, it's interesting now, because you want to get in their position, but the people, the locals, the people that actually live there, are not all that happy about it. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is like this, of course. You know, most people, or not most people, but a lot of people are probably, genuinely happy that they live in such a place. But a lot of them forget that, man, I really live in this beautiful ass place, but I'm over here trying to, that's why we're always trying to travel. We're always trying to go to new places. And what I realized is you can't really appreciate a place unless you don't know it. For most people, at least. If you can, in order to be able to appreciate, the place that you are in right now, without needing to, oh, if only there was more sun, if only it was a little bit hotter. Then when it's hotter, you want it to be colder. You know what I'm saying? You always want to be in another place. You have to sit with that place and just appreciate the moment and be like, yo, that's my, because you're trapped in a cage, you can't really see what's outside because you're always going in a cage. And whenever you go to a new place, you kind of just enter a new cage. And whenever you enter a new cage, it's like, oh, that's cool. It's a new cage. Let me explore it. But at the end of the day, a cage is still a cage. So sooner or later, you're gonna be like, oh, this is kind of boring. I don't know. For some places, I'm not gonna lie, it depends on the place too, right? It's a difference between going to Tokyo, for example, and going to Brussels, right? If you know anything about Brussels, there is not much to do there, People from there, oh, okay, I'm getting enemies from there now too. But no, for real, like in like 2, 3, 4 days, you've basically seen everything. And, the atmosphere, the novelty of the new place is gone and remains the cage. You know what I'm saying? When the cage is bigger, you can explore it more. Like, you can be in Japan for like, 2 weeks and still wanna keep exploring. But after some time, if you live there, what I'm trying to say is that any place that you live in is not gonna be amazing anymore. The place that you thought, or that one place that I worked my whole life, my whole ass, I grind together, I everything just remains like that. Everything, at first you're gonna be like, whoa, this is so cool. I'm so glad I have this now. but then you're gonna get used to it. And that happens to everything, not just places. You get jacked, you get used to becoming jacked. Now, then again, becoming jacked is a very slow process, so you don't even really notice it like that. But now, for example, buying a new car, you upgrade your car, you know, say, let's say you get a Lamborghini, I don't know. At first, it's gonna feel cool as fuck. But then, if you drive it every day, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get used to it. If your girl is super bad, I mean, it's cool at first, and you're always gonna be proud of it. It's just how you're always gonna be proud of the Lambo, but you're not really gonna feel it. You know what I mean? You're not really gonna be like, you know, people that live in New Zealand and have all those crazy ass views. You think the locals care that much? You know, some people will care, but these people will probably be happy not in any place, because I'm not saying the place doesn't matter. You cannot live in a junkyard, you know what I'm saying? But they would probably not necessarily need to be in that place to feel that way, if you know what I mean. You know, like so I was saying that if your girl is super bad, you're gonna feel proud of her, proud of yourself that you have her and whatever. But you know, the awe of, oh my god, she's so bad, is gonna go away. You know what I'm saying? That's why you could make a point for dating like average chicks, because it's like at the end of the day, all of them become average. You know what I'm saying? At least in your eyes, because like I said, the human eye just adapts. I think this is what I'm trying to say. If you adapt to, you know, in order to feel that dopamine spike of, you know, it has to be something new. The thing is, obviously, you're gonna run out of new things, and the new thing that you think is the best thing ever, well, it might be the best thing ever for like a couple of minutes, a couple of hours, a couple of days, a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months. But you'll get used to it, and you will want the next new thing. You'll be like, oh, the Lambo is not cool enough. I need the Bugatti. You know what I'm saying? And if you get the Bugatti Eve, and you're either not gonna get it, and you're gonna feel like damn, I wasted all of, you know, this. I could have, you know, I'm disappointed in myself. My whole life I wanted the Bugatti and I didn't get it. Or you're gonna get it, and you're either going to want the next thing, which I don't even know what the next thing is, but, you know, because I'm not really a car guy like that. But, or you're going to be like, damn, I need all this for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, at first, like I said, the first time you drive it, it's going to be crazy. Second time, it's going to be twice as, you know, it's still going to be crazy, but a little, you know what I'm saying? But after like a year of driving it, bruh, actually it's gonna feel like a Honda Civic. I ain't gonna lie, you know? And you could argue it's even worse, because if you do end up going down to the Honda Civic, because I don't know, you got into a car crash, you need to switch cars for a couple of days, I don't know, whatever the thing might be, it's gonna feel horrible. You know what I'm saying? Downgrading. But humans can't really appreciate what they have, because they always think that there is something better, even if their thing is the best. They always think that another thing is better. And even if there is a thing that is better, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be happy with the thing you currently have, right? We gotta still look at the whole perspective, bro. Where you know what I'm saying, we got from running from wild animals to, you know, dominating the whole world, but you're over here crying that you have a Honda Civic instead of a Tesla. You know what I mean? Like, put things into perspective, bro. Now, this is not an argument to be average, to be a pussy and not get what you want, and not aim for the stars or whatever it's called, to not like Pop Smoke, right? I don't like Pop Smoke. I think he you know, rest in peace, but But people overhate him just because he died. I'm not gonna lie. He was not that good. But that's besides the point. I'm not saying you shouldn't try your best to achieve all those things, to get the Bugatti, to get a hot wife, to go to the cool place, to the, you know. But once you get there, don't expect it to be way better than what you have. What I'm trying to say is, if you're not happy right now, of course, money does bring you some happiness. I'm not going to deny it. If you're not happy right now because you don't have enough money to actually pay the bills, to enjoy life, then yeah, more money will help. But if you're not happy because you don't have money, at all, my bad. If you're not happy because you're only making 10K a month and you would like to make 20K a month, I mean, yeah, that's double the money, but frankly, in most places, I don't think it's really, it depends on the circumstance, but I'm saying, like, my bad. I just dropped my solution for my contacts. But if you're making 10K for yourself, for most cases, like just by yourself, 10K, you don't have to provide for somebody else or whatever, bro. Making 20K won't make you happy. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. The enjoyment of things should come from inward, not outward. From things that we really can't really control, or if we do, we don't really. I don't know. We don't really know. Like, how do you know that moving to that one place is better? How do you know that having a hot girlfriend instead of a mid girlfriend is better? You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's slightly better, and in the moment it feels good, and you're always gonna be proud of it. But that doesn't make it that it 360 turns your world around. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying if you eat just carnivore, but it's just farm raised, like you buy from the supermarket, eating from the supermarket but grass fed, or from the butcher, is going to somehow make you healthy. No, carnivore is pretty much bad all around, and grass fed might make it a bit better, but it's not going to be that much better. Likewise, if you're eating a healthy diet, if you're eating, supermarket meat, you still cook it, versus meat from the butcher and still cooked the same way, you're not gonna change that much. You're gonna be healthy regardless. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not saying to not go super hard, because like, what else is there to do? You know what I'm saying? We should just sit around. No, go as hard as you can. What? You should try to, have the best possible life you can, but don't expect it to somehow make you happy if you're not right now. Okay? So I'm gonna leave you with that.